I really didn't. I know that they're
Right.
they're on the Olympic team. They're all really good all-star players, but I did not think that this attitude, this new, it just doesn't make them look good. It makes teams want to beat them. They're not being very humble. They're just they're really just going out and saying what's on their mind. Yeah, we could beat you guys. We're that good. And I think teams like the Lakers and Celtics are listening. They've watched everything, all the stunts, everything that's gone on since now and when James signed. They heard all that stuff, and they're going to be ready to play this team. And especially, they're making acquisitions. Boston acquired Jermaine O'Neal.
Right.
They signed him. They're filling out their roster. They re-signed Paul Pierce. This team's going to be ready. They re-signed Ray Allen. Boston's going to be a tough matchup, and they're veterans. There's nothing like playing against some savvy veteran players. Kevin Garnett's going to have a good season to be healthy. I mean, do you think the Heat are beatable? Do you think they're a beatable team?
I'm going to go on record right now and say that
He's going on record. Ladies and gentlemen, he is going on record. You hear it. Jay Kells. Go ahead.
They will not win the championship next year. And I believe that because it's one thing to throw three superstars together. It's another thing to play together. We haven't seen them play. I mean, we saw them on the Olympic team, which is, I think, a little far-fetched to think that that's going to translate into the NBA where the competition is a lot better. But you have to be able to have a chemistry and play together. And I understand that you're friends, but I just feel like there's not enough basketballs to go around for that team. Who takes the last shot? Who's going to get the ball in crunch time? And their numbers are going to go down.
And the question is, can Mario Chalmers be the point guard to lead this team? Exactly. This is not like, who was Rajon Rondo at one point?
Right.
Who was he? But now it's his team on the Celtics more than anything.
Right.
But can Mario Chalmers step up and be the guy to lead this team? Is he that kind of a player?
I think that he's a young player also, Mario Chalmers. Obviously, he is the guy that hit that big shot for Kansas over Memphis in that title game a couple of years ago. And I think that to say that you're going to lead a team that has LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, I think that's scary for some people. And it took Rondo a couple of years, and I think that he's not dealing with guys that are kind of past their prime.
Well, the Celtics did win the championship that first season,
but he wasn't as much a part.
Right.
Like, he had a smaller role in that. But
Right.
I'm saying that I think Mario Chalmers is. I don't know if he's going to be able to step up and have the confidence to lead this
He doesn't
team.
have that mentality. They were replacing him in the starting lineup a couple times this season. He doesn't. But, all right, we got a caller from New Jersey. Evan, you're on the line.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to know what your take is on how the signings in Miami are going to affect fans' interest in the game, because now, you got three superstars on one team. You got a few other teams that are contenders, but then there's all those teams in the middle right now that are getting shut out of, this free agency, and, there's only a few contenders. You think it's going to affect the fans' interest in the game?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be huge, especially because it's not only that, it's in Miami. They're not a big sports town.
Not at all.
Not at all. This was like the wrong place to go. I'd say if all of them wanted to team up, go to a big market place, you'd have sellout games every single night. I don't see anything happening with this in Miami. I think it was a dumb place to do all this.
Right.
If you're going to make it big somewhere where it's already big, not somewhere small. Like, you went from Cleveland to Miami. You should have gone from Cleveland to New York or Chicago or L.A.
Los Angeles.
Even the Clippers. So, yeah, I think this is definitely going to hurt the league. But what team are you? What's your team, Evan?
Oh, I'm a big Nets fan.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck with them, but I mean, I'm pretty upset with how free agency went down. I think Mikhail Prokhorov, he told us that we were going to get a big off season, and right now our best signing was Travis Outlaw, which is pretty sad. I think it makes you a 12-win team to about a 17-win team.
Well, you got to start somewhere, and I would like to thank the caller for calling in and asking us a question.
And let's just face it. I know you're a Net fan, but we knew LeBron wasn't going to New Jersey.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
he doesn't look good in a Nets jersey. You can admit that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, but I just feel like there were so many other guys. You had Boozer out there, you had Lee.
But
you had these other
here's
guys.
the problem. Here's the problem with the Nets. The Nets didn't. Well, besides everything, I mean, they didn't get insurance. They should have had insurance. The Knicks, they weren't banking on LeBron. They signed Amari as insurance, just in case they didn't come out empty. And Mike D'Antoni said this at the draft. All these teams that got under the cap to be in this free agency, someone was going to come out a loser. And obviously, I don't think the Clippers really didn't do anything either, but it was really the Nets. How much money they had to spend. I think the Nets really came out the biggest losers, and I feel like they should have done a better job. I know there were rumors they thought they had Carlos Boozer at one point. They were mad he didn't come to them, but his first choice was Chicago. He wanted to play in Chicago. He said it. So I think it wasn't the best organization by the Nets, and but there's next summer. They still have money, but I don't like that they're spending all this money now on like these average players. Like,
who'd they get today? Johan Petro?
Yeah.
All-star center right there.
Predictions. Nets are carried. They're going to be the championship team next season. He's
going to carry them.
What'd you say? There's a new Johan.
There's a new Johan in New York.
There you go.
It's not Santana.
They're talking about signing Louis Scola.
But the Rockets will probably match any offer for him.
Yeah. So, it's been a pretty bad offseason if you're a Nets fan. But
absolutely.
I would have liked to see them go out and not just, they went and they waited till the last day, when LeBron was making his decision, and they panicked and they went out and they signed Travis Alloff, $30 million for 5 seasons. It was just they handled it terribly, I thought.
Evan,
I really thought they did.
Evan, thanks for the call. We really appreciate it, and good luck to your Nets this season.
All right,
thank you.
Take it easy.
Calling in.
All right, guys, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to take some more phone calls. And, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun, so stick with us. This is Talkin Hoopz. AJ, J. Kells in the house. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Talkin Hoopz. Call us and get in on the conversation at 877-CHAT-212. Talkin Hoopz. Now here's a guy who likes to dunk on his 8.5-foot rim. Take it away, AJ.
Welcome back. Talkin Hoopz on chataboutit.com, powered by CBS, and we are in the studios back with Jay Kells filling in today for Deval and James.
Thank you.
And we have a caller on the line, and I want to get to him. Rennie from Long Island, you there?
Hello.
You there?
Yes, hi. How are you today? Thank you for taking the call.
I'm
no
good.
problem.
I'm good. What's going on? What's your
Well, I just want, with all this commotion and everything going on with LeBron James, I just want to let people realize that the Miami Heat need to know that there's more than 3 players that have to be playing on the court. So, yes, you got the 3 best free agents out there, but who are you going to fill around these guys, and how are you going to make a team when you look down on paper, actual teams like the Lakers and even a team like Chicago still look better on paper? Who the hell do they think they are, that they think they're already going to assume that they win a championship?
Well, what the Miami Heat have been talking about, they already have, looks like Mike Miller's going to sign with that team. They still have, I think, Quentin Richardson under contract. They do have some players to play with these guys. They picked up Joel Anthony's option at center. I'm sure they can afford Jamal McGlure to re-sign with them. But they had an okay team last season. And who'd they lose? Jermaine O'Neal? They gave up Jermaine O'Neal, and they lose Michael Beasley, who did nothing for them. What do you think?
I think that the problem is that it's not going to be very hard to convince a lot. There's still a lot of free agents out there. They might not be the biggest names, but I don't think it's going to be very difficult to convince middle-of-the-road free agents to come and play with, the best 3 players in the league and win championships.
Eddie House will go.
Exactly. I don't think that's going to be a problem filling out that roster, because you're going to have guys that either haven't won yet or are at the end of their careers looking to win one more that won't have a problem signing with that team, taking a back seat, a leadership, veteran role. That's what you've been seeing with the Celtics. The Celtics have been signing a lot of has-beens, like, obviously Rasheed Wallace played at a high level in the finals, and they just signed Jermaine O'Neal. I feel like that's going to be the same case with the Heat. You're going to get a lot of veterans that are going to come in and fill roles, because that's ultimately what the Heat need right now.
And that's what you do when you have a team like that.
Right.
And it's just expected, and guys want to play, like you said. Guys want to play with these guys. So
what type of offense do you think these guys will run with the 3 of them? Because considering Wade and Wade and LeBron both need the ball in their hands to be effective.
Well, Pat Riley's the coach. It looks like he's coming back to the sidelines to coach, so I'm sure he'll be able to get the job done, whatever system he'd like to run. But I don't think offensively these guys are going to have much of a problem. We saw how they played together in the Olympics. I don't think that's going to be an issue. But if one of them goes down early and they get injured, then, yeah, they may have a problem.